Welcome back, everybody. Well, I don't know if we should blame meteorologist Jacob Morris right now because he is wearing the infamous snow tie, ladies and gentlemen. I love it.
Snow.
You love the snow.
I don't know about the wind, though. The wind is something new for me. This is my first real true North Dakota blizzard, and I've dealt with nor'easters in New England before, but wind gusts of 50 miles per hour, blowing all this snow into 3 to 5 foot drifts, I don't know about that.
You know what, though, you got to admit, as a meteorologist, it's kind of fun to geek out on this.
For sure.
And what's happening in the atmosphere is really impressive, and this is really the storm we've been waiting for. We've been absent of this, really haven't had a major Colorado low since around Christmas. One before that was in October. That was all rain.
Right.
So it's good moisture. I know it's snow. It's an inconvenience, but we'll kind of talk about the meteorology behind the storm itself. And again, the key here, the jet stream, is that steering mechanism for storm systems, right? It provides a lot of the energy in the atmosphere. We've had this huge dip in the jet stream, which has formed a surface low over Colorado, and then that surface low is pulling up a lot of Gulf of Mexico moisture. All of that is getting entrained into our powerful system. In fact, Jacob, I got to show you this. You can see it on the water vapor imagery, all that atmospheric moisture just coming right into the northern plains.
There's conveyor belts that we have within an area of low pressure that's this deep. So there's a warm conveyor belt that comes up from the south. That brings up all the moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, wraps around the low, bringing in that colder air. And once those two air masses clash, that really allows for this explosive development and for all of this moisture to come in on the backside as snow throughout our region. Now off to the east, the explosive development is in the form of thunderstorms. And there's some severe weather that could be in place throughout Iowa, parts of southern Minnesota as well, Kevin.
Yeah, actually, there was a public severe weather outlook issued by the Storm Prediction Center with a massive outbreak of severe weather for, again, parts of the southern Great Lakes and into the Ohio Valley, Missouri Valley as well. For us, it's not severe weather in the form of thunderstorms. It's severe in the form of this ongoing blizzard. And again, waves, conveyor belts of moisture continue coming into the northern plains. And because of that, in our atmospheric temperature profile for us, it's all snow for most areas, but not everywhere. We'll kind of get into that here, Jacob. Even in areas where it's not being shown on the radar because the radar beam's kind of overshooting the cloud top. So there is snow here, southeast Montana, southwest North Dakota, snowing heavily in the Bowman area. Of course, Bismarck, Mandan with periods of heavy snow. But in the southeast corner of the state, you've got that warmer conveyor belt of air coming in toward Fargo. So there's really no snow. Grand Forks heavy snow, not Fargo, because temperatures here surface and aloft running above freezing.
And what happens with these strong systems too is a dry slot forms within them. Once you get kind of that moisture starved area right to the west and southwest of the center of the low pressure center, that dry slot moves up to right down towards the Jamestown area and will reduce snow totals over this region. But that area of low pressure is really going to stall out over the Red River Valley. And what that's going to allow is this to be a very prolonged event in our region with very strong winds lasting through Thursday. This thing is just going to stall out and sit. The pressure gradient is going to get tighter even into tomorrow, meaning even stronger winds. That's
exactly the key right there because of this massive low, again, that very tight pressure gradient, which is responsible for the higher winds. Again, tomorrow with even falling temperatures, it's going to be more of a blowing snow threat. I think they're going to close the roads here before too long. That's just me. But again, we've got drier air toward Jamestown. Doesn't mean we won't see moisture in Jamestown, but just not as much as areas farther toward the west. Usually even a little bit to the west of a dry slot, you got some of that even more convergence in the atmosphere, more lift in the atmosphere. That's why it's snowing heavier in Bismarck right now. Of course, Jacob, this is going to change. No travel advised, all the red counties along the I-94 corridor, right? What about farther toward the north, including Minot? It's a travel alert. Which
expanded to Grand Forks as well.
Exactly.
Recently.
Just a few minutes ago, I think you updated this graphic. So this, I think, becomes red. I think we all know that, right? And just looking at some of the camera images here from the North Dakota Department of Transportation, again, road conditions. We don't see a lot of cars out there. This is I-94. Beach. Look at the snow. You can even see the drifts here. Williston is not snowing as hard, but there's a lot more on the way, right? I mean,
and what happened at the onset was with temperatures in the 40s and 50s yesterday, some of the road temperatures were above freezing. So that allowed the snow to melt and then refreeze into an icy kind of layer underneath all of the snow. Plus all the compacted snow on the roads just makes for a really slippery mess out there.
You can really see that.
And I have seen reports of snow drifts in rural areas of 3 to 5 feet already. So once you get out into those exposed areas with the wind gusts that we're seeing, we are looking at very large snow drifts already, and they're only going to get bigger as we go with the next couple of days.
You're right. We're in that temperature profile in the atmosphere where we see the bigger flakes, right? Jamestown's at 30, but look at Fargo with the warm air coming in, 40 degrees. It's 43. in Aberdeen. Back to the wind, strong northeast winds feeding into that surface low to our south here. We've got winds gusting over 40 miles per hour. It stays with us all night tonight, all day tomorrow, all night tomorrow night, into most of Thursday. Conditions are not going to improve. Look at the visibility. We have so much more to cover, but we're running out of time, Jacob.
We could talk the entire show.
We certainly could.
Right?
That's right. Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. Stay with us. We'll have much more coming up in a few minutes.